If these don't make you want to go and eat a bat, nothing will. Now these are fully cooked, but the red food dye makes them look all bloody. And moist. Smart! Eating bat wings this good should be illegal. In fact, I think it is. I don't think you're allowed to eat bat wings. In this video, I'm going to show you how to cook bat wings. So just sit right back, grab a drink or two, let's get into it. Oi! Subscribe and hit the bell notification. Send more hate mail. To make bat wings, we're going to secretly need to go out and kill some bats. Or ask my butcher, Mick, out of Gippsland Premium Meats to go kill some bats for me. And he said, no. So he gave me these chicken wings and he said, use them. And since we're dealing with chicken, it's time for gloves. Easy enough to apply. Once you have one on one hand, put one on the other. Now for this recipe, you're gonna need the whole wing. That's the drummy, the wingette or the flat, and the little tip. Killing bats where you come from could be frowned upon. So don't do it. Or at the very least, don't get caught. Now we need to turn these bat wings black. And I know you've all heard the saying, once you go bat wings, you can't turn back. You all thought I was gonna say, blimey, look at that. That's not smart. That was innuendo though. Very clever. Now, before I start getting hate mail and comments about there is a breed of chicken that's already black, if you haven't noticed already, this accent of mine's Australian and we can't get AM Somani chickens down here. But send hate mail anyway, I enjoy it. Oh, and add pictures next time. Now, into a large Ziploc bag, and when I say Ziploc bag, I mean it. This is a messy recipe. Add 2 bottles of Italian salad dressing. And for those playing at home, I'm using Prey's 330mm bottles. Then add around 2 teaspoons of black food colouring. And I picked this up from my local cake decorating shop, because I'm always hanging out there. And that's a brand I use for anyone who needs to really know. Now seal the bag up and we're going to mix it all up. And this is why we are using the Ziploc bag. Black dye will stain everything. Counters, bowls, benches, hands. You get it on your hands, rub your face because you're a bit tired. Go pick the kids up from school. Guess what? You're the next headline on Late Night News. You don't want that. Now you want to place the wings into this very carefully. Remember, you don't want splashes. This stuff is going to stain everything. Probably saying to yourself, well, why are we making it then? See, we wouldn't have to go through all this drama of black dye if we were allowed to kill bats. And once you have the wings all in the bag of spooky death, you just want to squeeze out all the excess air and close up that Ziploc bag. Then mix it all up, making sure the wings are all covered, and leave it in a tray, just in case you're unable to actually close a Ziploc bag properly. And then this is going to stain the entire contents of your fridge, where these are going overnight. And just turn the bag every now and then when you think of it. The tantalising blend of oregano, parsley, capsicum and zesty lemon in this salad dressing is going to make your taste buds sing. Plus, it'll help tenderise the chicken, bat wings. We need some blood, bat's blood. And once again, I asked Mick, my butcher, and he again said, Schuey, I can't supply you with bat's blood. Well, far out, Mick. So I'm going to have to settle for making my own. So grab a glass container, because plastic will stain. Enter Frank's Red Hot Wing Sauce. 2 bottles in fact, both of them with 148ml in each of them. Now add some red food dye, and it really depends on the brand you buy on how much you need. I suggest starting off with about a teaspoon and keep adding if it doesn't look like blood. And this looks like something that Dracula would be happy to drink. Now just pour about 1/4 of the blood into a serving jug. Now be careful when mixing this, because this is going to stain, and if you get it all over you, it's going to stain you worse than your last relationship did. The bat wings have been marinating overnight. So you just want to get the wings out of the marinade and carefully shake off the excess. We're just going to pop them into a non-porous tray like this enamel one, therefore it won't stain. Now the marinade's going to have done a few things to these chicken wings. Most obvious is change the colour. It's also tenderised the meat and added flavour. Now you want to glove up again and select your injecting tool of choice. Now we're just going to inject the newly made bat blood into our bat wings. I'm just going to put a little bit into each drummy and to each wingette just to pump them up a bit. Oh, look at that. And then just place these gooey blood dripping wings into a tray until we get our barbecue ready. By marinating our wings overnight, we have ensured that even though we are cooking these at a high heat, they're going to stay moist. We all know that's smut. Today, I'm going to be using a 57 centimetre Weber kettle, and I'm going to be pairing it up with a kettle cone. Why? Because I want to be cooking at temps of 240 degrees Celsius and above today. And how I'll do that is by 3/4 filling a chimney starter up with briquettes. I'll place the kettle cone in the middle of the charcoal grate and I'll pour the briquettes into the middle of it. I'll carefully put the grill back in place. I'll put the lid on, making sure all the vents are wide open, and we're going to let that warm up for 10 minutes. Now, if you don't have a kettle cone or vortex, I don't understand why. I keep saying go and buy one, they're awesome. The grill is hot and ready for some action. By placing the bat wings around the outer part of the cooking grill, we will be utilising the kettle cone's indirect heat technology, as this is where that high heat is being forced. And because we are using high indirect heat, our food isn't directly over the heat source, so we won't get any flare-ups. Pop the lid back on and grab a drink. If you don't feel like a drink while barbecuing, get out! There's a door! If you didn't know, the Weber lid vent creates a hot spot, as oxygen is sucked in through the bowl vent and up and around our food. It is then forced out through this lid vent. So to ensure that you get an even cook, I recommend turning the lid 1/3 of the way every 15 minutes during the cook. Do you have to turn the lid? Of course not. Just give all the food that's under the vent that's burnt to your mother-in-law. Today, I'm using a high indirect heat to cook with. And all up, these bat wings are going to take around 45 minutes to be reading 74 degrees Celsius and above. Or for those of you who like to use my beer timer, you're looking at a to-be cooked. Cheers. You should know by now that chicken that's reading 74 degrees Celsius internally and above is called no death chicken. Holy black wings, Batman, how good do they look? And get them off the grill and you're gonna pop them on a serving tray. I suggest a white one to make them pop. And now we can just dribble over some of the blood. These would have to be the best looking spooky finger food I've ever seen. Notice we got all this way through the video and I didn't mention Halloween once. That's because I'm Australian and it's really not that big here. Plus, we've spent generations telling kids not to take treats off strangers. Yet here we are, Halloween, here's a bag, little Timmy, off you go. Go and knock on all the strangers' doors and say, give me something. Yeah, they're gonna give you something, all right? Not on my watch.